This past Friday, Colebrook, my first grader, and Hawthorne, my young fiver, and I walked the 8 hilly miles to Glen Lake schools. This would be the second year we hiked to school. Last year, I got the idea from hearing Jackson Naguri speak at TEDx Traverse City. He said that when he was a boy, he walked 10 miles to school each day. I knew when I heard him say it that the boys and I were going to do it too. On Friday, we got up at 5:30. Colebrook awakened so gracefully. You could see from the photos that Hawthorne was the opposite. He sat at breakfast with his eyes barely open. I put light jackets on the boys, and before we could say, "Onward, ho!" we were on our way. I took every shortcut through the woods we could take and eventually ended up on Northwood Drive. Before we knew it, we were at the channel between Glen Lake and Little Fisher Lake. Last year, we borrowed the Gass sisters' canoe, but it was barely 7 o'clock when we arrived to their house, so we snuck quietly by and I stripped down and carried the boys across the channel one by one. The water was numbing up to my chest, but it felt good, like I was able to catch up on the shower I didn't take earlier. We walked the beach along Tamarack Cove. We did this so quietly, I don't think any homeowners even knew we were there. The lake was beautiful, and it felt good to get out of the thick woods for a while. As we hiked around Miller Hill, I noticed something squishy under my foot. It was a morel mushroom. Within 20 minutes, the boys and I had found 50 of them. We headed down toward Wheeler Road. I should have just walked Wheeler, but instead I headed into the woods in an unplanned attempt at a shortcut. I ended up adding 15 minutes more to our trip instead. But surprisingly, the kids didn't mind this extra hiking as we found a dead raccoon, a toad, and other cool things. Plus, we had a nice break in the Trilliums. Eventually, we were within shouting distance of the school. Colebrook ran ahead. We entered the school and went to the elementary offices to sign in. It was 10:45. It took us only 4.5 hours, which was 2 hours faster than last year. 30 seconds after signing in, the boys and I signed out. We celebrated our hike to school by playing hooky for the rest of the day. I have been talking to friends about my hike. I think next year we're going to have some other families join us, and maybe this walk to school day will grow to be something really special for more than just us Sutherlands. The thing that I found so intriguing about the kids walking to school in Africa was the idea of all these brightly dressed kids enhancing the countryside with smiles and songs as they walked. Wouldn't that be cool to see in northern Michigan?